What's up, good people? L up on set from Creative Sound. Thank you guys for joining. We are doing this live. And as usual, if you guys have any questions, feel free. Just still kind of getting set up here. All right. All right, so this is a live Q&A. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on. And you guys can hear me as good. It's always an issue when I go live. All right, so I'll just keep working until I get a question. How about that? I'm working on this new video. Big ups to Native Instruments. They sent me the M32. Finally, I finally have it, which is great. And it also has DAW integration. Of course, many of you guys that own this keyboard already know that. But for some people, I've gotten questions about if it supports it, and yes, it supports it. And I'm actually working on a video as we speak. I'll be uploading that later on with the details as to how to get that set up. It's pretty much the same as how you would set up the S49, the Mark II. Same deal. Nothing different there. Now I'm looking at my screen here. It's a little funny how it's not showing you guys exactly what I see on my screen, which is okay. Huh. Let's reposition that. And there's still like a little lag going on. Okay. What's up, Jay Beats? Appreciate you joining me, man. Let me know if you can hear me good or if it's terrible. And let me know if you can see the image. I'm not totally sure why my computer image is looking like this. Maybe I need to downsize or something. Man, but that's gonna be really blurry. Really, really blurry. Yeah, that's always issues with streaming live. You know, I don't know. I I gotta do something different. What's up, Rock? Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, the M32. Yeah, I have the M32 in front of me, and it's pretty cool. So I was able to rearrange my setup and put my bigger keyboard here on the side, and DAW integration works really great. Really, really great. I love it. Turn on this AC. But I want you guys to tell me like how does my sound? If it's right now, right, the AC kicked in and it's not gonna sound that great, but as long as you can hear me, I guess that's all that matters. And I don't know what's up with my image here. Anyway, let's put that off to the side. Well, it's not like y'all can see that. And then we're going to add an EQ here. There's too much going on right there. Let's EQ that out. Yeah, we could probably do like that. Probably like that. Yeah, something like that. Let's get a little bit of that mid out of there. All right, let's in Maschine we're gonna duplicate that pattern because we like that pattern. Yeah, that works. What's up, everybody? Everybody that's trickling in. What's up? What's up? What's up with everybody? Is there a freeze function in Studio One for Lorient CPU consumption? Yes, it is. Is that a real bass? Yeah, it is, but it's a sample from Output Arcade. You guys let me know, like, my screen is frozen, like, nothing is happening. Can you guys see movement? I probably should, like, see what I see. See if I can see anything on YouTube from my phone. Nothing is happening. Yeah. So let me see if I can go another route so that you guys can see my screen in real time, of course. Because obviously, all right, so DJ, you say yes. Is that to my voice? You see movement, a little jerky. Yeah. Now I'm on YouTube myself. I don't see is now I'm probably little jerky. Yeah, I can see that. Man, these live streams it's gonna get better. I have some ideas as to how to get things a little smoother than how they've been going. It has always been a challenge. I actually been trying to see what I can do with the computer device that I have, and it looks like I'm just gonna have to update. Um, that's what it looks like I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, cause my screen is like stuck, so I am forced to go a different route. So you guys talk to me while I try to figure this thing out. The delay in the sound. Thank you for that, man. That's not something I'm going for either, and I can't expect that though, like the delay, cause I'm doing something a little bit different. Um, that's crazy. Okay, so trying to get a little connection deal here going a different way so you guys can see my screen a lot better. Okay, so like I'm going to come out of there and let's see if we can get this. See if we can get this going. It's probably not what I'm. It's not what I'm going for. Let's do it again. Mm, Nope, I don't want that. Uh, what do you think about the vintage plug-in model EQs on the Fat channel? I think they're decent. They they sound different, you know, but they're it's decent. God, it took me forever to get to this point here. All right, let's zoom in on that and bring that down. All right, so hopefully, okay. All right, it took me a long time to get to this point. And I forgot what I was. Oh, freeze. That question about freezing. So if you need to freeze a track, it's just as simple as going to that track, right clicking on it, and actually it's in front of my face, but I just can't see it. Wait a second. If I go here, freeze, freeze, freeze. Where is it? Where are you? Event. I haven't did that one in a long time, especially not since the new update. So in the new update, they moved some things around and then rename some things. I can see where I can freeze velocity and freeze a pitch. But to freeze the entire track, it could be done because I've done it before. It's just a matter of finding it. Um, high track. Nope. Yeah, I think they moved that. Unless one of you guys know, like right off the top of your head, like where you can freeze a track. Grimy said bounce it. You could do that as well, and that's usually what I do. I bounce the audio. That's kind of the method I go, cause when you freeze a track, it mm, I don't know. It's just I think it. I mean, it's a cool feature. It's a really cool feature. Man, I'm having a hard time finding where that is. Let's go this route. Freeze. You can freeze You can freeze a pitch, quantize velocity. You know what? I think it's called something else. It might not be called freeze. It might be um who asked that question? DJ Sam. All right. So when I figure that out, I'll definitely make note of that and reach out once I figure that out. But it can be done, and I need to find that because I did that before. I've That's actually something I've told somebody you could do that. That you can freeze a track, but now I can't find it. I can't find where you would do that. I don't have any plugins on these tracks either. Let me go for the one that has a plugin. And I'm all of the back end. I don't know if it's something I accidentally disabled. Yeah, sorry, I'm not able to find that one. Oh, you know something? I didn't even check up here. There's a lot of options up here above. Let's see if I can find it in here, through here. Song. Edit. Now in like when you freeze, I I mean, it's a cool little trick to do, to be able to do, because if you're not satisfied, like if you're not committed to what you're doing on that track, you feel like you need to go back and make changes. You can always use the freeze function if it's still in here. I'm not seeing it. It used to be like when you right click, you can you can freeze on it, man. Why is I'm having a hard time finding it? Yeah, I don't know. Transform to audio. Now, transform to audio is pretty sweet if it's still in here. I have used that before. Like say for instance, if I like there's a couple of ways you could bounce things in here, which is pretty cool. Like Studio One is the business when it comes to that. Um, so let me see if I can find that. It's like I was able to bounce my track down. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I remember the commands. Nope, not that one. That's to bounce the whole track down. So say, okay, I remember the command. So transform instrument track. So I can like this is pretty cool. You know, this is not necessarily freezing, but um when you transform instrument track, you can render the inserts, right? You can preserve the instrument track state, means you can come back to it. Um, if you click this here, it'll remove the instrument, but I don't want to remove the instrument. And then you can tell it to automatically fade out after a certain point, or like bounce like 30 seconds like into it, and it'll actually fade for you. And when you do this is really cool because I'm gonna go ahead and do it just to show you. If you could see here, this is technically a wave file. If you guys can see that, right? So it bounced down to a wave file, but as you can see, you can still see the MIDI notes in here where they are, and then to reference it in your pool section, you can go here, and it have this paperclip icon, and then there will be a drop down arrow, and here's your MIDI notes. right there. So if you need to go back and grab that MIDI note, and you could actually like put it wherever you want. Now that is cool. That's something I don't see in many DAWs. Like stuff like that is what keeps me in Studio One. Like I like okay, that's cool. I do like that. So there are times where I'm like, man, I would like to go back. Like I want to create another track doing the same exact theme, but I want to stack it, make it thicker, or put another sound in there, make it a little bit, add a little character or whatever. And like, sometimes some of those things you don't know that that's what you want to do until later on after you finished up everything. You're like, you know what, listen back to it, like, man, I need to, and you come back to it, and it's like now you have to remember the notes or the chords that you played. Or another thing you could do is you can drag this down onto a instrument track, and it will pull out the chords. Like it will, you could do that too. So it's like it's many ways to do the same thing, which is really cool about Studio One. Grimy, I crack you up. What did I say? What did I say? I'm just trying to make it work, man. Vinny says, do you have a frequency chart that you go by when mixing trap and hip hop beats? I have Slate Digital All Access Pads, and it's amazing, but I still suck at the final mix or making beats. Advice. No, there's not a chart. There's not a chart for mixing because every song is different and unique. You know what I'm saying? Um, I could show you like rule of thumbs and like basic techniques. I've done that before, but maybe I can revisit that and do another video on how, like, what to look for, uh, how to make your beats punch. Like your kicks that fights with the bass line, and how to like unmuddy that. You know what I mean? Like it'd be muddy because if you got bass lines and kicks going, they kind of fight in that space, and a lot of people don't know how to clean that up, and so I could definitely like point stuff out like that. And um, when you're dealing with guitars or you're dealing with um, like organs or piano or whatever the case may be, like things that kind of clash in the same space. Yeah, I could break things down. I have like a few mix in front of me. Well, projects I'm working on, and I could probably like do some videos on that as I'm working in those projects and show you like what I'm doing, like as far as mixing. But if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel because I have a bunch of videos um, showing that type of stuff in a playlist. If you search for like if you go on the channel and search for like Studio One 3 or Studio One 4, I have some things in there like discussing mixing, and I go a little bit in depth as to like what I look for and the results or whatever. I also teach. I have a course available on my site, Creative U Kreativeu.com, and there's a course on there. There's a couple of courses on mixing. Um, you could definitely go in, and it's very inexpensive. And I sit down and go step by step as to like what I do. You know, so if you're like in the um a time crunch, then you could definitely go and just cop that course right quick and learn a couple of things. I can definitely show some things on YouTube, but I don't know when I'll be able to get to it. And plus, it won't be that in depth as to how I explained it in the course. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely revisit that. Oh, undo the bounce. Yeah. Yeah, I would, and yeah, I would definitely need to undo this. But I I didn't see. That's cool. I just like how that's just really cool. I didn't really yeah, let's undo that. That would be a good idea. That I did that to that track because I didn't really care too much for that bass line there. I wanted to want to change that anyway. So um and it actually changed. It actually saved. Hey guys, there you go. I undo everything, but it didn't undo. So that's one area like in your pool section. It just stays. So that file's still there, which is kind of cool. I dig that. So now I can come back in here and continue doing what I was doing, make edits or whatever. Let's see, let's see. Lucky One, what's up? Thanks, man. I'll check them out for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, let me scroll up and see if I can see anything else that I may have missed. Really though, what is up? I'm reading your comment just now. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like whoever thought that? I don't know, man. It's just yeah. It feels pretty cool to know that um Studio One actually they came through. They came through, and that was a big one. You know, integration was definitely a big one for me, and I started to worry a little bit. Like, man, this they not gonna do it. I might well just give up because they they're not gonna put this integration in Studio One because they have a whole nother agenda that they focused on right now. Um, because when I started I started complaining about this integration deal um before they put out the Atom Pad, and then they released this, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, I guess we're not gonna get integration because they pushing their own thing, and then the Nectar keyboards, the next one that they created was fully integrated, tightly integrated with Studio One, like. And Nectar are a beautiful product. I own a couple of Nectar pieces, but I don't use Nectar keyboards because I use Complete Control because of the workflow in Native Instruments products. Like I use all of the instruments in there, so it just makes sense to have a keyboard that is dedicated to you know changing parameters and automation and browsing through sounds and things like that, and having a device that does that. And like when they came out with DAW integration technology, I'm like, okay, how come we can't get this technology in Studio One when Logic got it? You can do this in Ableton Live, and you can do the same thing in Cubase. You can do this thing in Bitwig even. You know what I'm saying? Bitwig did not officially release it, but there was someone who was able to create a script for it, and it worked perfectly. And I'm like, oh my god! So, is there anyone out here that's gonna create a script for Studio One? But according to my knowledge, the way Studio One is set up, I don't think they allow third party scripting or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you could. Maybe someone just didn't take the initiative. Maybe the right person didn't do it and was like, you know what? I know how to script things. I can go in and make this thing happen for the community, and you know what I mean. Maybe that just never happened. I don't know, but I was like, man, we ain't gonna never see integration. And then one day, not too long ago, they released it. I'm like, oh wow, that's nice. And the whole time I had the M32 on the way. It's just been out of stock. I couldn't get it because obviously this is a hot product right now. And so now that I have it, um, it just it sits perfectly inside of my ecosystem right now, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm able to I'm a, it's sweet. I'm not gonna say that things like I'm a better producer, but it's just man, it feels great. Like the integration is tight. I like it. I love it. So I have my other keyboard on this side, and you know, but it wasn't really a big deal to be honest, because of my tight circle, you know, the way my studio set up. But if any of you guys has been following me for a very long time, you remember when I first started YouTube, my setup was massive. All of my gear is still in storage right now. So pretty soon I will be revamping things, and my studio setup will change, like moving from this building here into a new building, and I'm going to have more space to deal with, and integration is going to really be the key when I move forward in that direction. So I guess I was working like I guess I guess I guess I'm ahead of where I'm going next. I don't know, but it's definitely important. So I want to be set up correctly when I get to that point. I don't want to have to like think twice. Like, oh man, I should have been like fighting like 6 months ago, and then we'll have it by now. Hey, boy, Wonder, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, really though. Yeah. Definitely a group effort. Definitely a group effort. I do not want to keep going on as if it was all me. You know what I'm saying? All of you guys that chipped in, and you saw that video and you saw the need for it, and you went into your Personas account and vote up. I appreciate you guys. That's what's up. It's a community. Like this community is rocking together. That's what's up. I am really grateful. Like all of y'all came through. Personas didn't have a choice. I was like, man, all these people, man. It was crazy because, like, I've talked to several people who actually quit using Studio One because of that purpose, or some people did not buy Studio One because of that purpose, or someone sold they. It was like, man, it's that serious. Like to me, it wasn't like that's something I was pushing for, but it wasn't that serious to not use Studio One because Studio One was like heavyweight in my workflow right now. Like like man, it'd be great to hit the record on my keyboard, but I just kind of just dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? Just kept working, doing what I do, and blah blah blah. And it's just it's like I guess whatever. But you guys came through. Man, I hate how glitchy my video is. I see it. It's not that smooth. I'm about to upgrade soon, guys. It's coming. Yeah, my sorry the sorry for the lag. It, that's annoying. I know. See, I unplugged my Nectar as soon as I got my S61 MK2. Yeah, man. So I'm reading something. Sick. Grimy says control. Well, see, you know what? Control B or yeah, mine's is set up differently. We're talking about that bouncing. my system is set up a little different because I changed those commands. So now, if you talking about like bouncing in place, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Like when we were talking about freezing tracks. Is there a way to freeze tracks with all of the effects, whatever, to to lighten the load on the CPU? And we were talking about bouncing the track, and then I showed you guys something else. I usually bounce in place. That's usually my method, but there's another method that works pretty good. But yeah, that's too easy. I use that method all the time, like bouncing in place. But the method I just showed you guys was is pretty sweet because it's like it's more involved. Like it bounces the audio and the MIDI information. No, no, it's not the same thing. Bouncing and freezing is not the same thing. No, it's definitely not the same thing. There is a way in Studio One that allows you to freeze the track, like literally freeze the track. Like you can do this in Pro Tools. Like you can go in like for instance, um, say like I have five plugins or something on here. You know what I'm saying? You can physically go in and say I want to freeze this track, and it will freeze the track with the plugins and everything. Like it won't pull CPU from those plugins. It'll actually deactivate the plugins, and it's like it renders the sound onto that track, and the plugins and everything is still there. So like if you need to come back to it and make adjustments, you can go back in and make adjustments and refreeze it again. That's not the same as bouncing it. See, when you bounce it in place, you actually printing it as a audio form. But I don't remember when you where you I don't remember how to freeze or if it's still available. I have to come back to that one. Yeah. Matt says, believe me, they saw the handwriting on the wall, and somehow S1 is running the football field. Touchdown against a so-called industry standard dog. Thank you for consistency on that effort. Uh, absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Um, and the other crazy thing about this is I kind of delayed on uploading a video. Like as soon as they did that, I think I didn't upload a video until like 4 or 5 days later. And so a lot of you guys like hit me up like, bro, they made it. They made it available. Like they did it. Like, okay, so where's the video? Dude, what's going on? Why haven't you uploaded video? And I'm like, man, like at during during that time, there was a lot going on, like working and some just, completing projects and things like that. And yeah, it was crazy. But I finally got a video up. Yeah. But I appreciate every one of you guys. Yes, I do sell tutorials for Studio One. I haven't did one lately, like since 4.0. The ones that I've done was still in 3.0. I am that's actually something I'm working towards, getting some fresh content. But however, the ones that are on the site right now is still pretty useful because all I'm talking about is techniques and what to look for. That don't change no matter what version of Studio One you're on, or if you are using a different DAW altogether. That doesn't change. Like, gain stays in, or how to mix, sounds, different approach about something. That's pretty much the same. Now, with the new update, after 4.1 drop, of course, there's more tools and different things happening. So like when I do more videos, I'll kind of like insert the tools that are made available after the update or the upgrade. Kind of use that and how to use those with in conjunction with your workflow. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to doing. But I mean, yeah, I do have Studio One tutorials. I actually have a Studio One and Machine, how to like link that stuff up. But of course, during that time, I had the Machine Studio in that video. But it's the same concept, like how to use Machine inside of Studio One. And I also have stuff on YouTube, obviously, on the channel. But anytime I do courses, it's always like sit down and like just go through stuff. It's like a self-paced type deal. Okay, Grimy Needle says go to. All right, I'm gonna follow what he's saying. You say go to instrument, press the bounce selection. All right. So I'm in Machine. That's one way to bounce. That's another way to bounce. Let's see. Of course, that's not going to bounce nothing because I don't have any MIDI on this one. So let's try this one. So I'm not sure if you were understanding what I was saying. So like, okay, so this is, man, can you guys see my screen? Now it's delayed again. Okay, because my screen is not reacting in like real time. But okay, so I'll just kind of explain it real quick, and then I'll probably have to end the stream because it's annoying me not to be able to show you guys like what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to achieve without the. It's like everything's stuck. So like if you're on in like this is what I do, like especially when I'm in arcade. When I'm in the arcade, I there are several sounds I pull from it, right? And then I'll bounce in place. Like I'll keep that one track. I don't have several instances of arcade up. If like I just don't do that. I just find a sound I like. Like, yeah, I like that, and I record it in like this track right here. And I really can't show you guys how I do that because my screen is not. That sucks, man. Okay. Anyway, so I'll just explain it. So like I'll go in and create something and then I'll bounce it in place. So what Studio One does, it creates another track with that bounce. I go back to the MIDI track and erase it and just find another sound in Arcade on that same track that I'm using, and I'll just keep going like that, and I'll just create like a bunch of wave joints. Um, I guess y'all could see it like a little bit on my screen, like those different wave going on, like everything is it was came from Arcade pretty much. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, it's frozen. My screen is frozen. Um, and I really appreciate you guys for sticking it through. Let's see. Yeah, you said you can't see my tracks bounce. I just tried. I did my best to explain like what I did. Um, yeah, but basically, for me, that command is option B. That's how I'm able to like I could take a region and it'll bounce in place. For you guys, whatever that command is, you just right click on that on the that track, and then you'll go to event and then bounce selection or bounce to new track. That's what it is. Bounce to new track, and it'll bounce. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll put it on. It'll create a new track. It'll bounce and put it there, and then the track above it, which is where my MIDI information is. What Studio One does, it automatically mutes it. I can unmute it. In most cases, I unmute it. Like if I'm stacking, if I'm doing like several things and I'm stacking, several sounds. Like I'm playing the same chords, for instance, and I like, I hear a sound that I like, I bounce that, go back up, unmute that track, pick another sound using the same plugin, or I may insert another plug on that same track, but that MIDI information is still the same. And okay, I like that sound. Okay, now and then I'll bounce that, repeat the process, and then it'll just continue creating tracks on top of tracks as I go, and that's usually my workflow. So I'm not sure if that's what you were getting at, um, Grammy, but that's kind of my process. That's how I do things, and that is actually more of a sufficient, efficient way of avoiding your CPU, hiking your CPU or whatever, because I don't have several instances of the same or multiple instruments in there. I'll just kind of bounce them in place. As usually how I do it. But that freeze track deal, that is actually a thing. That's actually a thing, and I can't find it. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. If I find a way to stream and then not be like lagging like it's doing now, then I'll do that. But it was a pleasure speaking with you guys. Um, I apologize for all of the heartaches and pains that I've caused you. But I'm gonna get out of here. All right. I'm Ella from Creative Sound. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'm going to log off. Remember, music is art. You the artist. Paint your picture.